Hello everyone, Chief Canuck here with a breakdown of the stunning conclusion and final episode for the season of Hunt the Truth, episode 13, In the Bag. The episode is a broadcast from the ECB news station and Benjamin Giroux was there to talk about his story. He's welcomed to the show by a reporter named Charles Kessler, but before he can say thank you, the station receives some breaking news and Charles cuts him off. It's news from Biko, announcing after a tight-lipped investigation, the magistrate, Laurel Adams, and the UEG officials have just released additional security footage and the autopsy reports from the Biko Embassy massacre. They released a joint statement announcing that federal charges have been filed solely against the extremist group Sapien Sunrise, effectively clearing the Master Chief and the Sangheili of any wrongdoing. The UEG called the massacre an attack on peace and vowed to continue to support diplomacy with alien delegations. Freshman Senator Andrew Del Rio recanted his previous statement after basically being made a fool and called the Master Chief a hero. The senator is now taking some time off for some unrelated family matters. Right, whatever you say there, buddy, you just got embarrassed again. Charles turned to Ben, stunned by the news, and asked how he felt about this new breaking news. Ben called it classic only half-truth. Yes, the chief was innocent, but Sapien Sunrise didn't act alone. They couldn't have done it without the mistakes made by the UEG. But now this fake breaking news puts all the blame just on Sapien Sunrise. Apparently, the news station was still processing Ben's files, so he tried to bring him up himself to support his claim, but quickly encountered technical issues and was unable to bring up the files. So Ben tries to tell the story of Sakibo, verbally, with no assistance from his files. But as expected, he's having trouble getting his point across without any evidence. Frustrated, he then asked where Ray was, as he sent the station the files and was supposed to be there with them. Charles said they received the files, but ignored the question about Ray. Ben asked if they're gonna make Anthony Petrosky disappear too, but Charles informs him that he's gonna be patched in later. They changed gears and Ben was asked about the original assignment. He explains how he was hired, why he was fired for finding the truth, and the only actors and lies he discovered. Ben then introduced and played the video he had gathered from Bliss, where the actor playing Dion Governor was rehearsing his lines. It seemed Ben was finally making some headway. So now Ben is beginning to tell the story about the Spartan 2 program. The whole story Oni was trying to cover up in the first place. Just then the news station informed Charles that they had finished going through Ben's files. Some of the files were apparently dated from over 40 years ago, when they were supposed to have been created within the last 2 months. They believed the files were fabricated and Charles was insulted and didn't believe an ounce of it. Ben asks them to get Anthony Petrosky on the line to validate Ben's claims because he was basically an eyewitness. Turns out, Anthony Petrosky had rolled on Ben. He stated that the UNSC had been monitoring new violent insurrectionists, Sapien Sunrise, who were bent on starting inter-regional war. He was given an assignment to infiltrate the group and expose a plot to smear the Master Chief. He said he was just posing as a disgruntled veteran. So either Anthony was approached by Oni long ago, or he was just approached by them recently. Regardless, he had turned on Ben. Ben, absolutely astounded that this was happening, continually begged Anthony to tell the truth. The news station then cut Ben's mic after continued interruptions from him. Anthony continued stating that he helped Ben make his fictitious show more interesting for his listeners. Charles asked if any of the rumors about the Spartan 2 program were true, and Anthony said no. He denied it all. He claimed he was just dramatizing military ghost stories. He said he never met John 117, but he would be honored to one day. Charles went back to Ben and asked just to reveal the source of the files. He told them that he found them in an Oni relay station on Bliss 2 days ago. Charles mocked him, then told him he wanted to show him something. Footage taken 2 days ago of Ben entering the bunker on Bliss. Ben repeatedly asked where they could have possibly have gotten this footage. Charles went on and said, in a raid yesterday, local police found a large cache of weapons and the server in the bunker. The property apparently belongs to a shell organization that has ties to Pharaoh, who earlier today was implicated by surviving members of Sapien Sunrise as the arms dealer who provided them weapons for the massacre. The weapons in the bunker had the same mods as those found at the Biko Embassy. They then showed security footage from a few days ago showing who they called 2 Sapien Sunrise members enter Ben's apartment, but we all know they were Oni agents. They were murdered, and Charles asked Ben if it was a deal gone bad. Shortly after, Oni agents got a hit on one of the proxy bank accounts that fund Pharaoh's terrorist activities. The hit was near his apartment, at an army surplus store, and then a video of Ben making that very transaction was shown. Ben repeatedly pleaded that those weren't members of Sapien Sunrise, but Oni agents sent to kill him, and that Pharaoh had saved his life and gave him money to survive. The station said that they had all the feeds from the neighborhood, and apparently the only people that entered Ben's apartment building that night were those two so-called Sapien Sunrise members, and Ben. Charles went on and said, "Ben, Pharaoh, or whatever you call yourself, just hurry up and get your rebel speech over with so he could end the interview." Ben struggled to say anything, but he demanded to hear from Ray and see that he and his family were alive and well. Charles stated that Ray did send the station the files, but also provided in-depth details on how Ben had fabricated everything. Ben had now been turned on by Anthony and Ray. He had no credibility left. He trusted those people to supply the evidence and provide statements, which he should have arguably provided by himself, but he did have technical difficulties himself, so Oni may have locked the files on his own personal compad. Charles said Ben was the definition of a traitor. Ben reacted by going on a furious rant, declaring the Master Chief a hero and that he should be everyone's hero and they shouldn't have turned on him. The news station security restrained him and cut his mic. Charles apologized to his listeners. The broadcast feed ended and there was a moment of silence. Then Petra spoke. She said everyone saw it, the chief was cleared, and the world blew up in Ben's face. Now they had the story they wanted all along, a story about a hero, the Master Chief, and a traitor, Benjamin Giraud, now most likely accused of being Pharaoh. Ben became a sacrificial lamb, the outer colonies came back into the fold, and everything went back to normal, besides the fact Ben was thrown into a hole somewhere after being used by Oni. Petra was impressed, however Oni managed to pull all of this off. She reluctantly admits that she was just another pawn in Oni's game. The server on Bliss was bait. Either she was supposed to take it or pass it on to Ben, she's not sure. She said that Mashak, Ray, or Petrovsky were either bribed or forced to betray Ben. Petra wasn't offered either, and since she didn't go down in their net, she could walk away from all of this. Oni is all about fear. Ben was sloppy, but Ray wasn't. Ray had sent backups to Petra. She's now picking up where Ben left off. It's now her mission, her story. And unlike Ben, she's gonna do things Oni's way. She doesn't care about respect, and this story is gonna be all about fear. There you guys have it, the recap of the season finale of Hunt the Truth. Petra is going to continue the hunt in honor of Ben, wherever he may be. That is, if he's still alive. Now they advertise this as a season finale, so Hunt the Truth is far from over. There's no word on how or when they'll continue the story. Perhaps Petra's season might take some form in Halo 5 Guardians, via terminals or something similar to the audio logs like in Halo 3 ODST. Now we believe that this image from an Xbox daily video is footage from a Halo 5 terminal. It's got the same art style. So maybe Petra's story will be told in this manner. In the end, only time will tell. Also, on a related note, the Sapien Sunrise Twitter account has been seized by Oni. Thank you for watching, I hope you guys enjoyed the series as much as I did. Be sure to like and subscribe. My name's Chief Canuck, and this was Hunt the Truth.